What's going on, everyone? So, Los Angeles Lakers are the best team from 2-point range in all of basketball. They rank number one, even ahead of the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Los Angeles Lakers are right now from 2-point range. They are on offense a plus 7.6, where OKC is a plus 3.6. Lakers defense, though, is a minus 2.1, where OKC's is a plus 3.1. But the Lakers offense actually outweighs both the offense and the defense from OKC. And even ESPN even highlighted it. The Lakers and Thunder are two of the best teams in the league when it comes to net points per game on 2-point shots. But there's a wide disparity when it comes to how those two teams defend inside the arc, right? Again, OKC is filled with athleticism and just swarming guards and all that stuff. Plus they have Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein and stuff like that. So, it makes sense that they would be better. Like, no one's expecting the Lakers to be the best defensive team in all of basketball, right? Like, people, it's just, again, Lakers are probably going to have one of, if not the best offenses in all of basketball. Guess what they do? I mean, they're putting up 120 points without Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. But defensively, it's like, can you just be in like the top 12 range? If you can do that, then the Lakers can be a contender. But, I mean, it makes sense, right? Couple things that I want to point to. One, Lakers are like 21st in 3 points, right? So they're best in the league as far as 2 points go. Makes sense. You got Luka Doncic, you got Austin Reeves, right? Even Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, a lot on the inside with Jackson Hayes, DeAndre Ayton, Jared Vanderbilt, even Rui Hachimura in the mid-range. I mean, the guy's like 80% from the mid-range, like the guy. So Lakers have a ton of guys that are just picking teams apart from the inside, right? So it makes sense the Lakers would be the best team in all of basketball at the 2-point range. The only guy that is as good as SGA in that operating office is Luka Doncic, right? And then also, again, beyond that, Lakers have Rui Hachimura, DeAndre Ayton, Jackson Hayes, Jared Vanderbilt, Austin Reeves, right? Like, you just keep going down the list. They have a ton of guys that are constantly applying rim pressure. It's why they get so many free throws and get to the foul line so much, because they're not shooting 53s a game. They're operating on the inside. They're operating on the interior, which generates more free throw opportunities because you're being aggressive. You're attacking opposing defenses, right? You're attacking at the rim and being aggressive. Even guys like Jake LaRavia is following suit and stuff. So it makes sense that the Lakers would be one of, if not the best interior teams. Lakers every year, even when they had Anthony Davis stuff, because Anthony Davis like 15 in. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they were one of the best kind of interior teams in all of basketball because it's just kind of their office, right? LeBron James, what does he want to do? He wants to look down, shoot a three, or he wants to just put his head down, bully his way to the basket, lay it in. Same thing with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis wants to knock down a little 15 in, or he wants to kind of get in that triple threat action, take guys off the dribble, put them through the rim, or do that little, mid-range kind of floater. So again, Lakers have always been that. But when you add Luka Doncic into the level that he's doing, plus Austin Reeves and what Austin Reeves is doing this year, it makes sense. And then again, one of Luka's favorite outlets is the lob threat, bounce pass, pick and roll action type thing. So again, Lakers being the best 2-point team, I don't think is a surprise. You need the 3-point shot to come around a little bit, right? Austin Reeves has been really streaky this year. And it's something that I really, really want to see him improve on. And I'm hoping that he kind of, gets in rhythm a little better. I'm not saying he has to knock down 5 a game or anything like that, right? But just like, it's either like 1 of 9 with him or, 6 of 9. It's like one or the other. It's just like he's like lights out and can't miss, or he just can't buy a 3 to save his life, right? So I'd like there to be somewhere in the middle. Can he be, on average, basically 37% on average? Like Austin Reeves, yeah, he's like 37, 38% for like the season, but it's very like old school LeBron, right? Like where LeBron would have these months, right? LeBron would be like 15% from 3-point range in the month of like, November. And then the month of December, he'd be like 92%. And then the next month, he'd be like 20%. And then the next month, he'd be like 80%. And it all just kind of averaged out to LeBron being like 37% from 3-point range. It's kind of what Austin Reeves is right now. Luka Doncic also has been kind of streaky. right? He's been a little more consistent than Austin Reeves has from 3-point range, but he's kind of, he's kind of had those games where he's like 3 of 9 or something like that, right? So just if those two can kind of find their 3-point shot more, because they're kind of our highest volume guys, right? So if they can kind of find their 3-point shooting, you would think they'd get more looks to Rui Hachimura, who's shooting like 55% or whatever it is from 3-point range, and he's only taking like 3 attempts on average. You think he's the guy that'd be taking 8 attempts? Lakers might actually be a better 3-point shooting team. LeBron, when he comes back, right, he talked about how he really worked on his catch and shoot 3-point shooting all off season. And I imagine he's going to play a lot of off ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's averaging like 8 threes a game plus. So I think it's really going to come down to him too, and how well he shoots the 3 ball. If he's shooting at like a 37 to 40% clip, then that could really raise the ceiling for the Lakers from 3-point range. Jake LaRavia, if he can find some consistency from 3-point range. But like I said, the problem is outside of Rui Hachimura, there's just been a lot of inconsistencies from 3. Right? Like even Jake LaRavia's had games where he's like 6 of 8 from 3. And then he has games where he's like 1 of 6 from 3. Right? Like we need these guys to kind of find their average, kind of find their consistency. Obviously, good games happen, bad games happen. I'm talking about like on a regular basis, right? You look at guys that are teams that are shooting, like excellent shooting teams, right? Like they're on a nightly basis, shooting 37% or whatever, right? Like, they'll have a bad game where they shoot, 23% or something like that. But, you can almost clock them in as like, okay, like they're going to give you on a good night, they're shooting 45% or whatever. On a bad night, they're shooting, 25%. But on most nights, they're giving you, 37% on a nightly basis, right? That's where I want to kind of see the Lakers not necessarily be one of the top 3-point shooting teams, but, can they just improve their uptick? Like I said, they're 21st in 3 points. And if they can get into the, top 15 or something like that, I think that would be huge, because again, that would just make things easier, open up the interior, because once you get to the playoffs, teams are just going to pack the paint, which isn't as much of an issue with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, especially if Austin Reeves can continue to play the way that he's playing. That's the big question come playoff time. But like with Anthony Davis and LeBron, it's hard when teams pack the paint because they want to operate in the paint. Both can shoot over the top, but neither really want to shoot over the top, right? I broke down LeBron and Anthony Davis earlier, right? Like how they want to operate, how they want to generate most of their offense. Where Luka, he doesn't care about the traffic. Like he doesn't mind the traffic. He'll just shoot over the top of everybody. So he is a jump shooter, right? Like that's the difference. Luka is a jump shooter. LeBron and Anthony Davis aren't really necessarily jump shooters, right? Like they want to operate. They have their very specific styles of play, where Luka, out of 20 field goal attempts, 17 of them are jump shots, right? Like, he's not dunking. He's not, getting regular layups. Like he's just stopping on a dime, elevating, shooting over the top of guys, stuff like that. So we'll kind of see how this continues to grow. It's still very early in the season, still missing a lot of guys, especially LeBron, who, like I said, LeBron's probably going to take a lot of volume from 3. I mean, he did last year. And, I think his 3-point percentage is going to kind of dictate a lot for this Lakers team. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.